All right, guys, good morning. It's Melissa here. I'm just headed to work. Got my hair pinned up pretty, not too tight, but tight enough as I work this morning. Getting ready to do some housekeeping. So, a couple things. So, it is good to see in New England, Planned Parenthood. They closed one center down in New York, and they are begging for money. They're begging for like $9 million to take care of a deficit. They're looking at the next 3 years. This is Planned Parenthood of New England. They have about 15, I think I read from Live Action, 15 different centers from Maine, New Hampshire, just a lot of centers that they have a deficit. So they're asking lawmakers to to give them money. Um, this is good to see. This is good to see a Planned Parenthood shut down. This is good to see that there is the possibility of more being shut down. They call themselves life-saving centers. They are not. They kill babies, and I don't know where they get this terminology. So we want to stay in prayer. We want to pray without ceasing. That's one thing on my mind. And then the other one is, again, I talked about marriage on my other video, how Jesus talked about it's for life, right? So my husband is still filing for divorce, and just to be biblical, there's only one reason for divorce, just one. And if he has fallen into sexual immorality and wants to divorce, that may be the reason behind it. I don't know. But Jesus says there's only one reason. And I talked about, domestic abuse. I think I did in that video, unless I had another video I didn't put up. Domestic abuse and neglect is huge too, so you want to get counsel for that. But Jesus says there's only one reason, and that is for immorality. And it's always better to forgive, guys, for the most part. And then, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, in Corinthians, it talks about if the unbeliever leaves you, let him go, you are free. But when you have two Christians, and he did proclaim to be a Christian, but Timothy says, I think it's First Timothy, if a man doesn't provide for his own family, and he certainly has neglected us, then he's worse than an unbeliever. So you gotta look at this stuff, right? When someone claims to be a Christian, I mean, I don't see him walking with God or anything right now. So the Christian's heart is a desire for God, to chase after God, to run after Him, and we want to be doing that constantly. So it does talk about being free. If you're, I would, you have to, make a decision eventually and say, are you a believer or are you an unbeliever? And if the unbeliever leaves, you're free. If you're believers, you're supposed to reconcile. And for the most part, there's supposed to be reconciliation even after a divorce. So, yeah, so let's make sure as Christians we're trying to live biblically. Like I said, my love is not based on his actions where he dragged me through the mud, but it's a Christ-like love. So let's try to move toward that, guys, each and every day. Discipline ourselves to constantly try to be like Christ, to try to care about others when they don't care about you, because we have eternity coming, right? And we know Christ is coming soon, and eternity is at stake for many people. So we want to try to be Christ-like and pick up our cross and follow God even when we don't understand. So I'm headed to work. I have called in to see if I can pick up an extra day of work. That's something my husband hasn't done. I've just seen him, Kevin Leandro, say, oh, well, he doesn't have as many hours. So again, that's not an excuse not to take care of spousal support. No, you can find ways to work. So This has been going on for 18 months, so we will see what happens here. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. Whoops. Uh-oh. Here it goes.